everyone. Good Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday afternoon. We are so glad to have you here. My name is Shawnee Crudup. If you do not know who I am the founder and director of Elevate Her Inc. in Georgia. And I'm also the host of SeeHerMove podcast, as well as SeeHerMove podcast, as well as Sis Let's Heal podcast. And I have the opportunity today on See Her Move. We're sitting with Miss Danielle Edison Lee of the Bottoms Up Diaper Bank in Alabama. So Danielle, thank you so much for being with us this morning, and this afternoon. We are so glad to have you here with us. We're just going to jump right in. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about this wonderful diaper bank. And I'm going to give it to you.
Hey, my name is Danielle Edison Lee, and I am the founder and operator of Bottoms Up Diaper Bank. Bottoms Up Diaper Bank was founded in 2016 with the goal of helping families with babies, help alleviate some of the pressures on them with diaper need. And the idea for Bottoms Up came in 2013 when I was expecting my second child. I was a family service associate at Greene County Head Start in Utah, Alabama. And as the sole provider of my family, I found myself in need, but there wasn't anything in my area that catered to working families who was just, I was just right above the income guideline for any type of public assistance. Mm-hmm. And so everything in Greene County was based on income or if you were on public assistance. And so I qualified. I didn't qualify for any of the services. And the one service I did qualify for, I could only qualify over the summer when I was able to get food stamps because I was on unemployment over the summer. And they had diapers. It was kind of like a hit or miss if they had diapers. I had the food, I had clothing, but diapers they really didn't have. So there was nothing that really catered to what I needed at the time. And so then fast forward 2 years later, I was expecting my third baby. But at that time, I resigned from Head Start and I was now teaching. So teaching came with a significant pay increase. And so, that really put me over the income for anything in my area. I was still in Greene County at the time. And so the idea came back while I was expecting my third child. So I had my third baby in July of 2015. Okay. July of 2015. And probably a few months later, I told my friends, I was like, I'm going to start a diaper bank. And so around October, November, I told my family, now I have an infant and a toddler and a 9-year-old. I told my friends and family, I said, I'm going to start a diaper bank. I need a name and I'm going to need some money. So my mom helped me come up with a name, Bottoms Up Diaper Bank. It took a minute. I was like, they're going to think people are saying bottles up.
Right, from the song.
So, how you let it marinate in your head. And so I was like, okay, Bottoms Up Diaper Bank. And so I wrote a letter to my church and I told them what I was trying to do. My church donated. We had a family friend and church member who has a nonprofit already established in Utah, in Greene County, Woman to Woman Inc. And I asked her, Miss Johnny Knight, I said, hey, can I use Woman to Woman's nonprofit status and your location? And she said yes. And so she's trusted me with it, with her name, using her name and everything, because I didn't even have my own nonprofit status. So I was able to use Woman to Woman's name and their location to start up. And so in January 2016, we had our first distribution. And so that's the gist of how we got started. So just with friends and family support in my church, we were able to start giving out diapers. And I think I started giving out maybe like 20 of the smaller sizes and 10 of the larger sizes up through pull-ups. Mm-hmm. And that's how we got started. And we do once a month. And in the last year. Last year, we started giving to families here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Okay.
And just last month, we started a second distribution site here in Tuscaloosa. So now we have 3 distribution sites. We give out diapers 3 weekends a month, twice here in Tuscaloosa and once in Greene County. And so, yes, that's what we do.
Wow. That is a whole lot. But I'm so glad that you did it because there are so many moms and there's so many single moms rather, and sometimes they're not single either, sometimes they're married. I mean, everybody struggles. It doesn't matter what kind of status you have. My whole thing is when we look to social services to assist us, I feel like there's a lot of I mean, I don't know how to really articulate it, but I
It's
feel
a
like
gray area. And
yes,
I
yes,
felt in that gray area. It's not that I wasn't working, but like I said, I was the sole. That's the nicest way to say that.
right,
The
exactly.
sole provider for my family, and even once I started teaching, and so when you're saying teachers, we get paid once a month, and so
Mhm,
and just think. Christmas, we get paid the last working day in December,
mhm,
which is 2 weeks before the end of the month. So
right.
when you're saying we have 6 weeks between our paychecks, and so and we're at Christmas, and so like the foreverness of January before we get our next paycheck. And so just if I had a baby and I'm trying to make those 6 weeks with I'm trying to buy Christmas gifts, pay my
Right.
bills. And so for me, I try to have bills paid by the 5th of the month. So if
Mhm,
anything else, and this just the bills, it's not buying groceries, it's not athletic fees because I have a son who plays
exactly.
sports. This is strictly the house bills and having communication. I try to
Right.
pay house, car notes, things like that. I try to have paid by the 5th of the month. So if anything else, I know I still need to buy groceries and do
Right.
other things. And so I know for me, I just had to act as if I didn't have any money for 2 weeks.
Mhm,
Christmas was already done. I had to act as if I had no money for 2 weeks. And so when January hit, the first, I started paying all of my bills so that I knew
mhm.
what I
Well,
needed.
you had to have a strategy. I
So
mean, I just I
yes,
it's
it's
just to
a gray
me,
area. And so
yeah, it is.
I teach, and so I now have help in my household with my bills. I'm not the only person paying my bills. My husband assists with that. So yes, that's some relief on me that we're able to do more or save more. But if it was still just me with we just purchased a new home as well, those are the things that we're having to pay. And so I don't have an income requirement for the diaper bank. I ask about income for statistical purposes if I'm partnering with someone or
Mhm,
an organization wants to know the demographics of the families I'm serving. If
mhm.
the family has completed my application, I'll have it on the front end versus turning around and asking a family, well, hey, could you
Yeah.
fill this survey out? And so it's not based on income. I report to no one a family's income information,
Okay.
but regardless of relationship status or income status, I feel everyone needs help, even if it's just for a month or two, or even if it's just to get you to the end of the month. So for those families who get paid twice a month, or if the baby is sick, it'll get you over that hump. We may not be able to provide you with enough diapers to get you through the month, but to get you over that hump or help reduce the number of diapers you have to purchase. So these may be the diapers you take to the daycare and leave it at daycare center, or you give to the grandparents if the grandparents are the babysitter, or whoever the babysitter
Mm,
is, to help you. If you're potty training, the
yeah.
diapers you get from the diaper bank can assist with that or reduce the amount of diapers you're having to buy to potty train, or if your baby is potty trained but still having accidents at night. And so I've personal friends who had babies since the diaper bank started. They've received diapers from the time their babies were born up through pull-ups, and maybe they didn't get diaper pull-ups every month. They got pull-ups every other month because those were the pull-ups they used if they were going out of town or anything, or that the baby used at night so that they wouldn't have
Yeah.
accidents and mess up the bed. And so, and once they're done, they say, hey, we don't need diapers anymore. And so, yeah.
Well, you know what? I think you're doing a great thing. I mean, it's I had never heard of a diaper bank until I got connected with you. Then I found out by you that there
Yeah.
were a couple in the state of Georgia. I didn't even know any of this. And this is why I had you on, because we need to bring awareness to the need. And even though you're in Alabama, doesn't matter where we actually are, there are services, that
Mhm.
for parents that need it. Now tell me, what were some challenges as a nonprofit? What were some challenges you had in beginning this diaper bank? Did you get any pushback? Was there a lot of red tape when you started to branch out on your own? Tell us about that part.
Well, some of the challenges that I personally faced was one, just the funding, having the funds. I used to budget maybe $200 a month of my own money
Mm,
to make sure, because at first I was doing it just in Greene County, to make sure that I had enough diapers to do distribution for families in Greene County. So the first challenge I had was just funding, or people. I would talk to people and they say, "Well, hey, I'm going to donate," and I don't hear anything from them, or just people keeping their word and the support that they're going to give. Or people would say they will volunteer, they would come by and help, and they wouldn't.
yes.
And so that was one of my first, and just outside of family and people I knew personally, but just talking to people saying, well, there wasn't anything like this when my baby was in diapers. I would say, well, there wasn't anything like this when my baby was in diapers. The reason, and so I feel like that, I can't think of the word, just because it wasn't around when their baby was in diapers, and they may have been in need at the time. And so just that was an issue, just funding. And
Mhm.
so, like I said earlier, last year was actually 2021 was the first time I did not have to put the diaper bank in my budget. I didn't have to
Wow.
spend my own money. I have a friend and classmate. He has a nonprofit in Greene County, Next Level Leaders, and so I just sent him. I called him. I said, "Hey, I need a donation." I said, "It's been a minute since you donated," and so he donated us $1,000. And I was like, I was expecting maybe a couple of hundred, but like he gave
Yeah.
$1,000. Another organization, I can't even think of her name. She gave she donated, I want to say it was like either $250 to $500. Organization, Black Warrior Community Outreach. I think that's the name. I may be mispronouncing, but
Okay.
Miss Trundle, they donated $500 to the diaper bank. And so that helped me outside of the Walmart Community Foundation grants I've applied for. That
Mm.
helped me to be able to sit down, get me a consultant, and apply and just stop procrastinating on getting my own nonprofit status.
Mm.
This funding primarily was my primary thing, just funding and getting people to donate. And then outside of that, getting the families to actually show up. Because, like I said, I was as a single parent and a sole provider for my family. And I don't have the transportation to be able to go to different locations around Greene County or even now here in Tuscaloosa.
Mhm.
But just getting the families to come, or even if I talk to someone, I say, well, hey, if you have families at your church, you can just come pick up for all the families at your church, or just having someone reliable, if they can pick up for several families at one time. And I would tell them, well, if you can't come, you can always send someone. And
Yeah.
so sometimes someone would come and they say, well, hey, I'm picking up for such and such, but my sister or my cousin. I say, yeah, give me their information. Tell them to fill out the application. You can pick up for them. And so
Mm.
sometimes that's how I've gotten other families, because they were picking up for themselves or picking up for one person, and they realize, well, hey, I know someone else with a baby who's in need, but then they'll sign them up, pick up diapers, but then the person they are helping that one time, they don't even come back. So the thing is getting the families to actually come out. I'll have people
Mm.
call and say, well, I saw this post on someone else's page, and I'm calling to see if you are a legit organization and program. I will talk to them 15, 20 minutes. They do the
Yeah.
application, they still don't show up. So I'm like, I don't understand it. And so, like, now that's the thing. I'm in the process of cleaning up my remind list. I have just in Greene County over 30 something families have signed up for the Diaper Bank.
Yes.
I can count on my hands the number of families actually shows up.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so, and I'm in the process of, I guess, donating to some organizations what I can handle on my own and with the few volunteers that I do have, because other organizations have specific guidelines and requirements to receive their services. And so I don't want people to be hindered and can't get the diapers. But if you're already a member of that program and going through it, yes, you can get diapers from them. But also, that's not stopping you from turning around and coming to get diapers from me. And so
This is true.
That's one of the things. I've talked to someone at the National Diaper Bank Network, and she suggested that I start doing it. So I'm now doing that. I give to Greene County Head Start, of course, where I work. I give to them. I do a donation to them for families, and I do to. There's a program called First Mom Team. I can't think of it. Miss Alicia Jordan is the coordinator for that program. So I donate to that. And both of those are in Greene County. And here in Tuscaloosa, I do to Tuscaloosa One Place and Tuscaloosa Save a Life. My children went to the restroom. Tuscaloosa Save a Life and Tuscaloosa Save a Life, and I do to, I think, 2 daycares. I had sign-up sheets at 2 daycares, and so someone from those 2 daycares come and pick up diapers for the families that signed up. And so right now, that's what I can handle. And so if I have a volunteer that comes in and says they have this organization, if we have the diapers to be able to give to them, that'll be their responsibility, and that's their organization that they'll make sure get those diapers. So so that's how I'm now trying to to increase the number of families that I'm serving.
Okay. All right. And I mean, if we can do anything on our end, I've already told you we'd be glad to help in any way we can. Even though we're in Georgia, we can still try to help you.
I've had people randomly, I think not last year 2020, end of 2020, she made a post on Instagram about she's a crafter and she wanted to donate part of her funds to an organization that was run by a person of color. I randomly saw, I don't even know how I saw her post. I said, hey, you should donate to Bottoms Up Diaper Bank. And so she sent a message. I said, yes, run by me, person of color. And so I sent her my information, and just so happened, one of my friends, she said she knew the person personally. And so she was like, yeah. So she vouched for me also. And so she had purchased some items from Walmart and had sent to my local Walmart. So I picked up maybe 5 or 6 boxes of diapers there. Then she turned around, and I want to say maybe 20 something boxes of pull-ups.
Oh, wow.
My mom was fussing at me because I had it sent to her their P.O. box. Was like, you got all these. I'm in Tuscaloosa doing distribution in Tuscaloosa a year ago. And I had to call boyfriend at the time. I said, hey, I need you to go to the post office and meet my mama, because she
had all the, wow.
In my mom's call. My dad had made it by then because my mom called my dad. I called my boyfriend. And so they had all the diapers. But they were.
You said what, 6 cases, you said?
No, it was, it can all fit in her vehicle. So like this person sent, I picked up like maybe 6 boxes from Walmart. She purchased off of our Amazon wish list. It took 3 vehicles to get all the packages from the post office. And so my mom was fussing. And so I said, well, I now need to get a post office box here in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
Like that was just really random. Like I can't even tell you how I saw. I don't even know if I was following this person, whether it was on my personal or the Diaper Bank page.
Wow.
But I was just super blessed with that. And so that held me over for a while, where I didn't have to purchase pull-ups for Greene County because I just left those diapers in Greene County. I didn't have to purchase pull-ups for Greene County for a while. And I probably think I'm still working on those diapers because, like I said before, I'm having a hard time getting Greene County families to come out and pick up diapers.
Yeah.
So I mainly had to make sure I had the diapers because I knew I had the pull-ups. And so in Tuscaloosa, the diapers that were I picked up at our local Walmart, I just left them at my distribution site here in Tuscaloosa. And just with the donations I got up here, I took them there. So I knew I had diapers there. I had to get the other ones. And so like a tremendous, so just things like that has just helped reduce my out-of-pocket expense. But I do still go, if there's a sale or I'm in the store and I just pick up a pack of diapers, I do purchase myself, and that's my donation to the Diaper Bank, of course, outside of my time.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So let me ask you this. You had mentioned something about procrastinating getting your 501c3.
Yes.
Now, I mean, listen, I get it. I understand. Now tell me why it took you so long to do that, and how did it benefit you to actually do that? Because I know that there are people out there who want to start nonprofits. They want to serve the community, but they want to do it on their own terms. And I understand that. But, from what I am beginning to learn as well as understand regarding nonprofit status, it really helps you and helps the organization and helps you serve the community more. So just, if you can briefly share that with us.
One thing for me, it was the money. And so I feel like if I had gotten $200 in donation, I was turning around and buying the diapers for the Diaper Bank. So for me, one thing was funding, and then just time, because like I stated previously, my relationship history in Greene County, I was trying to make a change for myself and my family, to put us in a better situation, just overall emotionally and financially. And so again, just time. And so I kind of had gotten comfortable with woman to woman and just using that nonprofit status. But again, once with funding, it went to their bank account, and then I have to turn around and they would cut me a check for me to be able to do what I needed to do with it, which wasn't an issue until COVID happened, because the director of Woman to Woman, she wasn't in Greene County as often because, of course, we just social distancing and things like that. So the turnaround time became longer. And so and then just doing the paperwork, I knew it was going to cost money, and just sitting down, doing the paperwork, reading it. And even though I feel I'm pretty good and confident in my comprehension skills and reading, I know, right?
Okay, teacher.
That was out of my comfort area. And I didn't, you hear the stories of people saying, well, they did it and it took them 2 or 3 tries and things like that. And so just finding a consultant to be able to help me. And then, of course, that comes with the fee as well. So even if I had the money for the state fees and everything like that I was going to pay, I still needed the money to pay the consultant. Right. And so I had talked to the Maryland Diaper Bank. I was talking to her, and she was like, well, if I had, and so I was prepared to half of the costs come from myself. I would donate to the Diaper Bank for that, and the other half come from the Diaper Bank. And so she was like, I can do it like that, as if I donated the funds, and it went to the Diaper Bank. But once I got those large donations from Next Level Leaders, Black Warrior Community, Black Warrior Community Action, that's what it is, Black Warrior Community Action. And it's our logic in Greene County. And once I got those large donations, I made sure, if nothing else, I was going to keep it. And anything else that came in, I would purchase diapers and things like that. So once I got that, it was just a matter of scheduling my consultant. I use Harmon & Harmon Consultant. They're out of Mobile.
Okay.
Randomly came up on them. We had a mutual friend. One of my line sisters were friends with her. And so I just asked her, I said, well, how do you know her? She's my line sister. And she said they knew each other just from networking. So I followed Miss Hartman for about a year or two, and just random questions I had. And we were in the same nonprofit group on Facebook, and just following her page and seeing her post a few consultation calls, just talking to her about what it is that I wanted to do. Because at first I was like, well, hey, can I get a payment plan? And, she offered a payment plan. And so she was like, well, you pay half, you get these. And so she did sessions. So not just only was I I paying the money for their services. They offer different sessions from the startup, your name. She walked through the process of doing the state forms, board member training. So it was a series of classes. And so if it was a meeting I couldn't get with her, when they did their classes where there was several organizations that were working with, they would record it and send me the link that I was able to watch it after the fact. And even now she's been, they're available. Any questions I may have, I shoot a question about, hey, I got this in the mail. And so she was like, that's just something they send to everybody. So that's who worked with me on doing my nonprofit paperwork. And so her and her husband were a consultant team, and she has other nonprofits under her belt as well. And so that's who I went through. And I was like, I feel God gives people different talents for different things, and people should be compensated for time. And so I watched her and I followed her and just listened to her questions when she answered other people online. And I went with her and I had no issues. And so she was more proficient in and professional about it. And so I needed someone who knew the nonprofit
the process
to get the process and get it done. And of course, they don't guarantee you'll get it on the first go. And they may, but I was able to get it on the first go. Then after that, it was the waiting process.
Right.
With the IRS. But yeah, just funds and finding the time. And I was just like, once I got it, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. No sense in waiting any longer. And so, and once I got my own nonprofit status, I was able to turn around and apply for like the Walmart grants. And so the funds come directly to me, and I'm able to go ahead to the Diaper Bank, go ahead, it's in our accounts, and do whatever I need to do with it whenever I'm ready, and I don't have to wait for that turnaround going to someone else.
Right.
But that was the benefit of just now, like I said earlier, Walmart grant is open again. We're able to apply to 10. I started this morning. I've applied to 7 of 10 Walmarts. So, and that is one of the easiest grants. And I'm in the process now of, I have the Black Belt Community Foundation. Mm-hmm. It's a nonprofit that services the Black Belt areas. And because Bottoms Up Diaper Bank services Greene County, even though we do have a Tuscaloosa address because I now live in Tuscaloosa, but because we service Greene County, and as always, because Greene County is home, mm-hmm. They have a grant workshop coming up. I'm going to attend to be able to apply for their arts grant. And I did that about a few years ago. I did Books and Bottoms, and it was a literacy grant where we purchased books. And so, we understand if you're struggling to buy diapers, you're not even thinking about books or anything for early literacy for your baby.
Exactly.
My grandparents were educators. My mom is an educator. So my mom was my consultant for the grant. And so what we did, that was way before COVID, each month when families came for distribution, we had a literacy session where they made a book, whether it's out of paper, we found the blank books. And so they did a book of something, a literacy related activities. The families received a book and also received diapers, and we were able to give them extra diapers through that grant. And so to help jumpstart their library for babies. And that's one thing I would like to go back to doing, the Books and Bottoms. Plan on doing it this year. Because I now know personal authors. One of my coworkers, she's an author, and some people in Greene County and I would like to be able to give their books out.
Right.
As well. And my mom is an author, to give out their books to help families start their libraries.
Yes.
And so I've procrastinated on their grant for a couple of years, but their grant entails a little bit more than applying for the Walmart grant. But I'm going to go through this and use my mom again as my consultant to help me write this grant. I'm gonna not procrastinate and just like I don't want to write it. I'm gonna try myself to do this grant. I guess test my grant writing abilities. And so that's my goal, to do that. And I'm in the process of actually applying for the National Diaper Bank Network. And that will hopefully open us up to more grant opportunities for the Diaper Bank, and we'll be able to get more diapers for our money with being able to join the National Diaper Bank Network. And so those are two of the things as far as in fundings that we are trying to do.
Okay. All right. That is fantastic, Danielle. I mean, we wish and pray you nothing but the best. We pray increase over you and your family. We pray increase over the Bottoms Up Diaper Bank and the Books and Bottoms uh campaign that you're going to restart, and all the grants that we pray you get all of those things, everything that you ask for. We pray that you get all of those, and I'm just going to go as far as saying you will get a van or a small truck or something that will help you deliver or be able to deliver diapers to these families that cannot get to the diaper bank. We're going to speak that right now and put that in the atmosphere, um, because it's something that you need. And, and we want you to be successful, more successful than you already are. We just want to elevate you. Um, and push you, push you to write that grant, girl, and get that, get get all the grants and all the funding that you need to, to build better. Um, and I'm sure you're going to do it. And I really believe that you are. And just really quickly before we end this, can you speak to the single mom? I know you're getting married. And we are so happy for you.
Yay!
For you and your family and your fiance. And just can you
We're
speak?
having a ceremony of love.
That sounds wonderful. I'm all for it. I am all for it. But speak to the single mom right now. I mean, there's so much going on. There's a lot going on with everybody. Everybody's going through something. And your success story, period. I mean, that's an encouragement, already. But let them know, if you can let our audience know, give them some advice. How would you speak to the single mom today as far as moving forward, pushing past the pain and the trials and the challenges? Just speak to them. What would your advice be to them right now?
If as a single parent, and being a sole provider for my family, it's okay to need help, and it's okay to accept the help. And I know at times, we prefer to be more givers, and so I've learned that in being a friend, we have to know how to allow people to be a friend to us. And so I had a friend who I knew I can call about anything. She would help with anything. And when I was moving, I was like, I've paid everything. I literally had nothing in my pocket. She did the grandparent handoff to me. And so, we had those deep conversations, but it's okay to allow people to be a friend to us and to help us, and to, even when people want to help, to just be vocal in how do you need the assistance, because my help to you, what I think is helpful, may not be helping you.
This is true.
Just being vocal in how we need help, and at times when we're asking for help, the people that we asking, it ain't that they don't want to give. They may not be in a position to give, or they may not be able to give us what we need. Is not, and they may be able to just steer us in the direction, and just being open to that, and being open to receive what one has to offer you, and that it's okay to not be okay. There were, I tell people, I was like 6 years ago, well now 7 years ago, 7 to 8 years ago, for me, I was in my darkest period of my life, just emotionally, financially. And so I couldn't explain it to people for them to understand it, until I told my mom, I said, I was in a whirlpool and I needed a rock to hit it for me to get out of it. And
wow.
my getting pregnant the last time was that rock that helped me get out of the whirlpool I found myself in. So
wow.
once the rock hits, start getting out of it. And
Yeah.
so, and people now to this day, when I tell them, they don't realize I've been through what I've been through. You know, they hear it from the outside or they hear the one sided, but just be open and be receptive. Until I went through what I've gone through,
Yes.
I couldn't, as a caseworker, I would ask the family. I said, well, you know, the uncle can come, they're an older brother, or I would hear these parents' stories, and I tell people, I don't feel I ever sided with the person I wasn't listening to, or even I was just like, okay, because I didn't really understand it because I wasn't going through it and I've never gone through it. And once I got into the situation I was in, it made me more aware. And
Yes.
your peace of mind, you know, you have to. Your peace of mind is peace of mind for your family, for yourself. And if I can't take care of myself, I couldn't take care of my babies. And
Right.
so if you can't, as a parent or even just as a person, if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your babies. No one is going to love your baby like you love them. And I know my family would take care of my kids. Lord forbid anything happened to me.
Yes.
I am their mama. I am their parent. I tell them I feel like I am the be all to end all to them. You're not going to love my baby like I love my baby.
This is true.
And so you just have to be open to it. Ask for helps. And I tell people, you never know what a person is willing to do for you.
This is true.
You don't open your mouth.
That's right.
And and let them know. And I've had to let my family know I need the help, no strings attached. And I understand strings do come with types of assistance when you're asking from friends and family.
Yeah.
But be vocal about it. Be willing to not have sometimes. And you know, I've been blessed to have family and friends. I've had friends who have fed me and my kids and did not know I didn't have food in my refrigerator. Or I had a neighbor, she has 5 kids. I have 3. But when I was pregnant with my second baby, she would say, I cooked. I said, okay, me and my son are coming over. Or she would send me a plate to my house. And she would, you know, now she's feeding her and her 5 kids, but she's feeding me and mine as well. Wow. Even when I got pregnant with my third baby, I had another friend who had 5 more kids than I did. I could show up at her house on a Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon after church. She's cooking dinner. I say, we staying for dinner. She says, okay. No question asked. And you know, and it's after the fact. And so it's just, when you have those type of relationships with other people, nurture them. And I feel if they need me, I am there for them in the capacity that I'm able to be there for them. And I let them know that. Right. And we know what we're able to do for each other. And sometimes, even if it's just a listening word, and I've learned, don't just emotionally dump on them.
Yes.
Are you available? I've texted a friend and said, hey, I need to emotionally dump. Are you available to talk? And so they know I need to talk. And sometimes it's just heavy.
Yes.
Therapy works. Therapy helps. It works. I've been going to therapy off and on for 13 years. And so when I was going through my darkest time, I was like, hey, I'll make an appointment. And it's not the laying on the couch therapy you see on TV. I know I went in thinking, I'm going to lay on the couch.
Nah, it ain't none of that. You know, this is not that.
Therapy help, actual therapy, not just our friends and family. Going to a therapist.
Right.
It helps. And sometimes it takes finding the right therapy. So it means going to different ones. But going to therapy, I wouldn't have ever. I come from a two-family home. I wouldn't have parents' home. I wouldn't have ever thought I would be a single parent. But
Mm.
tragedy, and I tell people, I recently in the last 5 years has been able to tell this story. When I was 3 months pregnant, my grandfather died on a Sunday.
Mm.
We had his funeral on a Thursday. On that
Wow.
Saturday, my son, who will be 16, so 17 years ago, that Saturday, his father was killed.
Oh
I'm
my
3 months
goodness.
pregnant and in my final semester of college. 9 months later, my son is 3 months old. My best friend is killed.
Oh Lord.
So I didn't go to therapy until my son was about 2 or 3. My mom was like, "You need to go to therapy," and then after that, I
Mm.
didn't talk. My therapist said, "You're wasting my time and your time and the insurance money."
Wow.
And so I
You
went
weren't
against
ready.
my will, but then I decided to go on my own
Yeah.
to therapy. And
Wow.
so it helps. And so I tell people, I was like, I've just been able to tell you that and not cry. Cause I used to tell people, and then
Mm.
I'm out for like a week. I'm sick to my stomach. So I
Yeah.
couldn't even tell that story without
Wow.
therapy and just off and on going to therapy. And so, but yeah, just be open to the help if you're looking for help, but you have to be open and receptive to it.
Yeah.
And just find someone you can trust, even if it's um a friend or something. And you never know. And I tell people, with babies, I know
Mm.
we call to check them on the baby. We want to see the baby. We want to play with the baby. What about mom? And so
Yeah.
I try to be mindful in how are you doing? How are you feeling? Then how's the baby? So even if
Yes.
I have friends who had a baby, I'm going to say, how are you doing? How are you feeling? It's okay to not be okay. Check on the mom. Check on the dad if the dad is in the picture and they're together, because granted, childbirth is a wonderful, unimaginable experience. It's life changing.
Life changing,
It's
life
life
altering.
changing. There's different levels to postpartum depression. I've
Hmm.
seen it. I've been through it. All three of my postpartums were different, and I was depressed
Wow.
after every one of them.
Mm.
So it's just being open to it and being open to the help that people are trying to give you, and being vocal and saying, I don't need this. This is what I need.
Right.
So
Right. Wow. That's incredible. And I am I'm so I am so happy to have you on here today. It has been an absolute honor and a privilege to have you join us, and I'm hoping that you will join us on Sis Let's Heal so we can hear that full testimony.
I know, right?
I am really anxious to hear that part. And she'll be on Sis Let's Heal, y'all. We're gonna get her on. And Again, I just, I pray the best for you and your family and your upcoming wedding. We're so proud of you for encouraging and empowering the community. It's so important that we do that for each other and ourselves. It's important that we give back and we serve the community in whatever capacity that we can, because we have to help each other. Because if Miss Danielle had not done this, or if she hadn't had her experience, then that means that we would have never had this bottoms up diaper bank. And it wouldn't have been in existence. And that's why I always say that you are never really going through things for yourself. You're going through things to help other people. You're going through things to um on your assignment, whatever God has for you. This is what you're going through stuff for. 85% of the time, the things that we go through in our life, the trials, the challenges, the issues, the problems, they're not really for us. they're for who we're supposed to reach. They're for the people who we're supposed to be assigned to. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And just real quick, Miss Danielle, where can we find you?
We are on just about all social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can find us at our website is bottomsupdiapers35.org. If you look up Bottoms Up Diapers on Twitter, Bottoms Up Diaper Bank on Instagram, and Bottoms Up Diapers 35 on Facebook, Bottoms Up Diaper Bank on TikTok, and Bottoms Up Diaper Bank on LinkedIn.
Okay, awesome. You guys heard that. You heard all of that. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, support Miss
Donate.
Danielle. Yeah, donate. Yes, let's do that. For sure. Let's do that. Whatever you can. I'm sure she will be appreciative of whatever you can do for her. Um, I'm gonna donate myself at some point, and probably do some collaborating with Miss Danielle very soon, hopefully. So I am excited to even do that, and to try to help her out, and in whatever capacity that our organization can. It's all about helping each other, collaborating with each other, working with each other to support the community as well as each other. So thank you guys. Thank you, Miss Danielle. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you on today. And remember, guys, be well, be safe out there, and always add value to yourself, and always add value to someone else during your day. God bless y'all. May heaven smile upon you, and we will see you next time. Be blessed, everyone.